Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Tonight's video will be very exciting. If you are new to investing in digital assets, tonight is great content, and there was so much released today. I was excited to put this video together. And if you are a long-term investor, then you will understand exactly how exciting the content for tonight's video will be. Right into the first article, Finaster launches pre-packaged payment solution for small and mid-sized banks. The Fusion Payments to Go reduces the costs and the risk of maintaining legacy systems in line with regulations and changing market initiatives. And Finaster today revealed its Fusion Payments to Go, its payment solution aimed at small and medium-sized banks looking to implement domestic and cross-border payment services in Europe, the US, and South Africa. The solution comes pre-packaged with reduced fixed implementation costs and rapid, secure, and scalable deployment in the cloud on Microsoft Azure. Banks will benefit from the reduced cost and risk associated with system maintenance whilst meeting changing market regulations and customer demand for frictionless and immediate payments. And built on Finaster's payment hub, the Fusion Global Pay Plus Fusion Payments to Go, it provides the best practice functionality and operating rules for supported clearing and settlement mechanisms. Along with the standard integration to external applications, it removes the need for expensive scheme maintenance, meaning that the banks can redirect those funds towards the delivery of innovative business services that will improve the customer experience and deliver revenue growth. Fusion Payments to Go is available to mid and small tier banks in Europe interested in implementing RT1 and/or TIPS immediate payments, as well as the Fed and TCH immediate payment schemes in the US, with other schemes to follow. It also supports banks worldwide looking to implement SWIFT. And in the next article, Nexi is to buy SIA in a stock deal to create European payment giant. And a lot of people are very excited with that because SIA connects to Quant, especially in R3's Quarta, next to Zenfin and Ripple's XRP. Right into the article, Italy's Nexi SPA agreed to buy SIA SPA to create one of Europe's biggest payment providers, adding to the wave of consolidation sweeping the continent's financial services industry. The all-share deal values closely held SIA at 4.56 billion euros, roughly 5.3 billion USD, and gives Nexi a 70% stake in the combination. It catapults the joint company into the nation's top 10 publicly traded businesses, with annual revenue of about 1.8 billion euros and a market value of more than 15 billion euros. And in the next article, Europol names privacy wallets, coins, open marketplaces as top threats in internet crime report. Right into the article, the popular privacy-enhancing cryptocurrency wallets and other technologies were named as threats in the Europol, the Internet Organized Crime Threat Assessment, published Monday and reviewed by CoinDesk. They want to follow it immediately with fraudsters are switching from credit cards to Bitcoin, says Consumer Protection Company. Scammers are taking advantage of one of Bitcoin's strengths, as once lauded by Satoshi Nakamoto. Instant non-repudiability is not a feature, but it's still much faster than existing systems. Paper checks can bounce up to a week or two later. Credit card transactions can be contested up to 60 to 180 days later. Bitcoin transactions can be sufficiently irreversible in an hour or two. So fraudsters are taking advantage of the irreversible nature of crypto transactions, says MyChargeback's Vice President of Global Operations, Michael Cohen. When Bitcoin BTC was first envisioned, one of its selling points was the fact that it was offering better protection to retailers than credit cards. In one of his earliest emails from November 10, 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto parried a complaint from an early adopter, James A. Donald, who lamented the fact that Bitcoin transactions are not instantaneously final. In the next article, FinCEN files investigations into the gold trade from around the world. From Benin to Bolivia to Britain, see stories on precious metals companies by ICIJ's media partners. Gold companies are involved in roughly a quarter of all suspect transactions across the FinCEN files, in a global investigation based on secret documents that shed light on how banks and regulators have failed to stop the flow of dirty money. The documents, known as Suspicious Activity Reports, were obtained by BuzzFeed News and shared with the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists and 108 media partners. They show the movement of more than $2 trillion USD in payments that banks flagged as suspicious, including $514.9 billion USD in transactions involving gold companies. Gold is a favored vehicle for laundering money and has long been seen as a key vulnerability in the global fight against financial crime. Suspicious Activity Reports, or SARS, reflect the concerns of bank compliance officers and are not necessarily indicative of any criminal conduct or other wrongdoing. And into the next article, Thai Central Bank issues 1.6 billion USD in government bonds on the IBM blockchain. The Bank of Thailand has issued the world's first blockchain-based government savings bond platform. And within 2 weeks of the launch, the central bank sold more than $1.6 billion worth of savings bonds as per IBM's official announcement on October 5th, 2020, as they're using IBM's blockchain technology. So IBM, along with the central bank, collaborated with 7 other institutions, including Public Debt Management Office, Thailand Securities Depository Company, Thai Bond Market Association, and 4 other banks. And what excites many people invested in Stellar XLM is its connection back to IBM. Another interesting article is Atari is set to start selling ETH-based assets next month. The giant gaming corporation Atari has reportedly partnered with crypto exchange Bitcoin.com as it prepares to sell Atari, or ATRI, its ETH-based asset. Despite being famous in the entertainment and electronic industry, Atari is preparing to set foot in the blockchain and crypto space, and the company has developed its own crypto asset that will be primarily focused on the video game sector. And the Atari Group, in a press statement, disclosed that its ERC20 token ATRI was ready to hit the market in November, and the company went on to add that it had decided to go with Bitcoin.com to facilitate the sale of ATRI. In the next article, the Ripple CEO names execs to build on LedgerTech and XRP Liquidity. The chief executive officer of Ripple Labs, Brad Garlinghouse, announced in a tweet today the firm appointed 2 long-term Ripplers as general managers of RippleNet and RippleX previously spring, in an effort to evolve the brand and support Ripple's growing customers, calling it a fresh take on the Spring brand. RippleX will now focus on utility and liquidity in XRP. On the next article, the Royal Malaysian Customs Department adopts IBM and Maersk's Tradelens blockchain. So IBM, together with AP Moeller, the Royal Malaysian Customs Department, RMCD, today announced a collaboration to use the blockchain-enabled Tradelens platform in Malaysia to modernize the shipping processes, create greater transparency, and enhance customer satisfaction. This collaboration supports the country's effort to promote trading and economic stability by facilitating ease of doing business. So by digitizing shipping processes, Tradelens will provide RMCD with an automatic and immutable tracking tool, which will lead to a more highly secure, transparent, efficient, and simpler workflow with near real-time information sharing from a diverse network of ecosystem members. So Tradelens is a digital global trade platform that enables more efficient and accurate container tracking and information sharing among platform members. And the Tradelens platform, jointly developed by AP Moeller, Maersk, and IBM, it digitizes the voluminous, time-consuming, paper-based shipping processes. So paper-based procedures are said to have created some pain points throughout the global supply chain system. With the WTO estimating digital technologies will have a profound impact on global trade, adding up to 34 percentage points to trade growth by 2030. So with Tradelens, authorities will now be able to receive shipping data as soon as containers leave the port of origin. On the next article, the Bank of Thailand launches the world's first government savings bond on IBM blockchain technology. So 1.6 billion USD in government savings bond were successfully sold within a week of launch. And today they announced that the Bank of Thailand BOT, the central bank, has successfully launched the world's first blockchain-based platform for government savings bonds, issuing a total of 1.6 billion USD within 2 weeks. So leveraging blockchain technology on the highly secured IBM cloud, the platform allows investors to benefit from speedy bond issuance, reducing a process that previously took 15 days to 2 days. The efficiency provided by blockchain also reduces operational complexity and the overall cost of issuing bonds. According to the Thai Bond Market Association, the outstanding Thai bond market stood at 421 billion USD as of December 2019. So the government bonds dominate the Thai market with outstanding value of 157 billion USD in 2019, accounting for 37% of the total outstanding Thai bond market. And in the past, the sale of government savings bonds was a complex, multi-party, time-consuming process that relied on a non-real-time system with duplicated validation steps and manual reconciliation prone to data errors. So as blockchain technology streamlines the processes of bond issuance for issuers, underwriters, registrars, investors, and key ecosystem participants, the government savings bond platform now becomes an immutable, real-time, single source of truth for network participants, which minimizes the redundant validation and reduces the cost of reconciliation. So in addition, the Thai investors can now purchase bonds up to the maximum value of their individual allocated quota from a single bank. And for that article, I want to thank Dr. Bones at Dr. Bones67 for tagging me in that article. On the next article, the issue at hand has made Akons' 6 billion USD crypto-powered RealLife Wakanda in Senegal more necessary. The issue at hand has fundamentally changed the way the world works, disrupting the status quo and greatly accelerating emerging trends. Cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, are being looked to by some high-profile investors in the aftermath of the unprecedented government spending this year designed to offset the economic damage wrought by the issue at hand. Meanwhile, Grammy-nominated R&B singer Akon is forging ahead with plans for his cryptocurrency-powered Akon City in Senegal, which he previously branded a real-life Wakanda, with the president of Akon's Acoin cryptocurrency, John Karaz, saying the issue at hand has made the development of Akon City more necessary. So Akon City and the Acoin cryptocurrency are much more necessary now, said Karaz, speaking over the phone, adding that cryptocurrency will help. It will create better pathways, bank the unbanked, and create better, more sustainable futures for the people of Senegal. And last month, a special envoy to the World Health Organization, also known as the WHO, warned that the world was still at the beginning of the issue at hand. And while much of Africa has so far been spared by a high issue at hand mortality, the economic and financial impact is taking its toll. Millions of people across Africa are likely to lose their jobs, with many potentially forced into extreme poverty due to the issue at hand, said Karas, and it's forcing us to get more creative. So plans for both Akon City, which is a 2,000-acre development 60 miles to the south of Senegal's capital, Dakar, that Akon laid the first stone for last month, and the Acoin tokens that will power it were first revealed in 2018. An Akon City organizer signed a $6 billion USD construction contract with the U.S. engineering firm KE International in June this year, and have said they plan to complete the project by 2030. So a white paper for the Acoin cryptocurrency token was published in March and detailed what it describes as atomic swaps between cryptocurrencies, fiat currencies, and mobile phone credits, which are widely used across Africa. Acoin built on top of the Stellar XLM network. And what I want to do here is share an article we retweeted directly from Sam Connor, and I will read his tweet. That's right, app Rep Maxine Waters at Stellar.org is right now allowing consumers to use at Calorie Exchange to transfer with at Tempo EU, Europe EU, furthering financial inclusion for so many. Below is a quick highlight from at Denelle Dixon, but I posted more if you follow the link. We're going to play this video right now.
So this is where blockchain can help. Sending any transaction across a border on Stellar, whether the value is $2, $20, $200, or $2,000, is fast. It takes less than 3 to 5 seconds on average, and it costs fractions of a cent. To give the task force a live, real-world example of how Stellar creates this equitable access to the global financial system, I'd like to focus on Nigeria. It's the 6th largest remittance market at over $24 billion annually. So Cowry, it's a regulated fintech company in Lagos, Nigeria, provides cross-border payment services for the Nigerian market, and that's powered by Stellar. By tokenizing the Naira and integrating with the Nigerian Interbank Payment Network, Cowry developed payment rails that enable low-cost and instant payments into and out of Nigerian bank accounts. So their product, which is called NGNT, a digital asset that is backed one-to-one fiat Naira, is available on Stellar today for cross-border payments and digital asset exchange. Now, Cowry plays an important role providing access to Stellar in Nigeria. But then there's another anchor, we call them anchors, these financial institutions, that's on Stellar, this one in Europe. It's a fintech company called Tempo that issues digital assets backed one-to-one by the euro. So with Tempo and Cowry as endpoints, Stellar enables payments between the EU and Nigeria that are completed in 3 to 5 seconds, nearly instantaneous, nearly free to the developer. And there are built-in compliance tools on Stellar that allow entities building on the network like Cowry and Tempo to complete the Know Your Customer, the KYC, and anti-money laundering, AML steps required by their respective regions. So this generalized asset issuance toolkit that's built into Stellar includes the ability for the issuer to take in the required information before issuance or redemption of the digital asset. So it empowers them to meet their compliance obligation. This functionality is built in at the protocol level, as tokenization is a fundamental part of the network. So the supporting code is reliable, it's vetted, and it's fast.
So there you have it. I think that was pretty amazing. But I'm going to leave you with a final thought. Be strong enough to stand alone, smart enough to know when you need help, and brave enough to ask for it. And then it reminds me of an additional thought. Remember, always stay humble and kind. This is not financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. Much love, and we will catch you in the next one.